Hey guys, and welcome to another video. If you've been following along with me for a while, you know that I am a hobbyist mechanic and one that is on a budget. So when I bought this car, I needed to replace all the suspension, and that was going to cost a bit. So the first thing I did was went on Amazon and bought one of the cheapest jacks that they had. This little jack, ironically enough, called Big Red. I think I paid in the $30, $35, $40 range. It came with 2 jack stands. I got it all done somehow. It's been the most aggravating thing. For starters, the lowest height on it is just a hair over 5 inches. So when I wanted to go under the back and pick up the rear suspension, I would first have to back the car up on some boards to get it 1.5 inches up in order for this to even fit under. Secondly, it takes about 24 pumps to get it to full height, and full height I want to say is 13 inches, so it's not really that high. So a lot of times what I would have to do is jack up the car, put it on the jack stands, let the jack down, put a block of wood on top, and then go up again to get a little more height out of it. Thirdly, and this didn't start in the beginning, but eventually, it leaks hydraulic fluid. And so months go by, I get a new part, or I need to do an oil change or something, I get the jack out, and it'll go up about 2 inches. And it's the most aggravating thing to try to put more oil in, you know, bleed the air out, all that. So I just happened to be in Harbor Freight the other day. I don't go there very often because I end up just spending too much time dreaming about the stuff I could do with those tools. And on their shelf of open box and damaged goods was this 1.5 ton Pittsburgh, what they're calling a racing jack. I've never seen people race jacks. No, I'm just kidding. I understand. You use it for the racetrack. And it is lighter. It's mostly made of aluminum, I believe. So it's a little bit lighter, so you could pick it up in and out of your car, take it to the track. Normally this is about $100, $99.99. This box being a little bit damaged, and the guy didn't know if somebody maybe had returned it, maybe used it one time to say change brake pads or something and then returned it. Don't do that, that's dishonest. But we opened it up, everything was there. It looked like it was in brand new, spanking new condition. So they had marked it down $20 to $79.99 or $80. So I came home, looked at some reviews on it, because once again, I'm on a budget. I can't afford to be buying things, and I was afraid since it was open box, it was just going to be as is. I'd not be able to return it. It got a lot of really good reviews, and it's only 1.5 tons. This is actually rated for 2 tons, it says. But seriously, you're never going to pick an entire car up. You're only going to mostly pick up one corner of the car. Possibly if you got under the back end just right, you could pick the whole back end and pick half a car up. So 1.5 tons is plenty. It is low profile, so 3.5 inches as opposed to 5 inches on this one. The full height, I want to say, is 14 1/8. And if I'm not mistaken, if the reviews are correct, it takes about 4 pumps to get it to that height. It has a rapid pump system in it. So let's send Big Red out of the picture and open this thing up. Instruction manual. Doubt I'll ever look at that. You have a handle, 2-piece. Should fit together fairly easily. Oh, it's got the little push button, so yep. It has a single handle on the side. It's honestly probably not more than 2 or 3 pounds heavier than the little Big Red jack. So you've got a knurled screw on the back right here. We'll screw that down. Once I get this all the way in, I guess. There we go. And voila. Another thing about little Big Red there is you had to take the handle off and put it on the pressure release to lower the pump. This one, it's all in the handle. You never have to take it off. 2, 3, 4, yeah, about 4 1/4 pumps. put it at full height. There's a rubber pad on here to kind of protect the metal. There was no rubber pad with big red there. But yeah, it should do the trick. Nice. I was worried about the smaller casters on it, but honestly they're the same size as the other jack that I had, except for they are metal, and I'm not going to use this in dirt or anything, so on this concrete floor they should be just fine. Let's find the jacking point under here. There. Emergency brake set. 1, 2. 2 pumps and the tire is off the ground. Barely, but it is off the ground. So yeah. And a lot more leverage having this longer handle too. So yeah, that is very nice. So cool. And it is just a much better looking jack. I mean, obviously that's not very important, but you gotta admit the yellow plastic handle on the red kind of has a Ronald McDonald look about it. I do kind of like this blue. And hey, I just noticed the silvery sort of color matches the wheels of the Porsche. Just kidding. Not important. It's kind of cool having a new tool though. And I did notice there are holes pre-drilled here on the side in case you wanted to take the handle off and move it to this side, or maybe you could buy a second handle. I don't know if it would ever be that important. It wouldn't be to me, I don't think. It does have a foam pad on the handle in case you let go of it and it smacked the side of the car. Maybe it would protect it a little bit. And I noticed it has a dual pumps, whereas, you know, Big Red just has a single. That's probably why it goes up so much faster. So that's kind of cool. So I mentioned earlier that I was afraid because it was an open box that I would not be able to return it. But actually the salesperson told me that I had 5 days, and I did give them my information. So now I'm in their computer, the receipt's in the computer. I don't have to try to keep track of my receipt or anything like that. It's only 5 days, but still, I might lose it. But another thing, in the opening sequence, you might have noticed that I had the box is small enough to lay flat in the front trunk, or the frunk. I actually don't like the word frunk. It just sounds so strange. I mean, that's the trunk, but it's in the back, so it should be the brunk, or, I mean, in England they call it the boot. Would it be this be a fruit? Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm going to wrap this up now. Unfortunately, I don't have a project to do on the car where I could use it and test it out. So in the future, as things are going along, I'll from time to time maybe let you know that it's working good, or if there's a flaw to it somehow or another, something that it can't do, I'll let you know. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. All right, future mechanic, let's go get the car.